Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mimi and this is Mimi Reacts. On this channel, we react to TV shows, pop culture news, and all the things. So we are back with another Love is Blind reaction. This is episode 10 through 12 reaction, and I'm going to try to make it real quick because these episodes are long and empty. Like literally, there's not much to talk about. I'm sure you guys have seen this all over social media. This is like one of the most boring Love is Blind season ever. But the way I'm going to do this reaction, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to do it couple by couple. I am so sorry about the light going in and out, but I'm using natural light. I'm sitting by the window, but let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with Dave and Lauren. I'm sure you guys have seen it all over social media. If you haven't watched the episode, please don't watch this yet. Go watch them and then come back if you don't want any spoilers here. But anyway, Dave and Lauren, the episode 10 started where she was crying, saying that she was calling him. He wasn't picking up. She was texting. He wasn't responding. So he came back. Apparently, she had went out with her friends. He went out with his friends to parties or whatever. They went to party at the night. So they came back, had a conversation. And Dave pretty much had a conversation with her. And going forward towards, I guess, towards the end of the episodes, we saw where Dave finally had the conversation with her, because we all could see that Dave was not into Lauren at all. Like now, when I look at their body language when they're talking, you could tell he's not into this woman. He's not even, a lot of the episodes, he's not looking at her in her eyes. Even the scene where he had a conversation, he met her mom, he was not even looking at the mom in her eyes when he was talking. He just was not into her after finding out that she was with someone right before coming on the show. So that whole situation also, like, I don't even know what to believe when it comes to Lauren. There was one point where she said she was with the guy a few months, like 2 months before getting on the show. And then another scene where she said they were never together. It was just maybe like a friends with benefit situation. And then there was another scene where he was actually correcting her, where she said that she did say that she never ended up things with him. So he just was like, what is it? Like, it's the story is just was not adding up. And even me watching as a viewer, it just was not adding up. At one point she said they were never together. Another point she said she never ended up things with him. And then another point she said she was with this guy like 2 months before getting on the show. And then another scene she said she was with him a week before getting on the show. So it just was not making sense to me. Let me know if I'm the only one that noticed it, but it seems like it just was not making sense. I just was not believing anything else that was coming out of her mouth. And for the life of me, she made Dave look good, because this guy is horrible. Like, we seen how horrible he was to all the women since the beginning, asking them, what's wrong with you? And he has all these slick jokes and he was just so immature throughout this entire season. But she made him look good because she just was not being honest. My thing is, it's not even about being with someone before getting on the show, because she's a grown adult and she's a single woman. She's going to do what she has to do, right? I'm not judging her about that. And I'm sure the viewers are not judging about that either. It's just that, why can't you just be real? She should have just let this man know since the pods that, hey, I was talking or I was messing around with somebody before getting on the show. I realized that is no longer what I want. I want something serious and I want to settle down. It would have been easy, but she just was not being upfront with what really happened. She even had her friends come on the show to play damage control for her. Coming on the show, telling Dave it's not true what the other guy is saying, it's not true. And I'm just like, what is it? Like, what really happened? I wish Dave would have just went through her phone, went through the guy's phone, because apparently he said he's cool with the guy. Went through both phones, look at the phones and see who's lying and who's not. But Dave didn't do all of that. And came to find out, she said that she was with him a week before getting on the show. So Dave was not having it. And I think his thing mostly, it's not even about her not being upfront with it. I think his thing is also because he know the guy, and also they have like mutual friend circle. And looking at it honestly, long term, you marrying somebody who was once with your homeboy, that's gonna be in the back of your head for a long time, or even forever. So I think he probably just don't want to deal with that. Maybe that's why he had to broke things off with her. But I personally think the deeper issue is that he just was not into Lauren. He was not. I saw Jessie Woo said this in her review, and I wholeheartedly believe. She said that if Lauren was this blonde girl with long blonde hair, blue eyes, looking like the ideal beauty standard, Dave would not have cared about whatever happened. And I believe that. I thought he just was not attracted to her. He just was not physically attracted to her, and you could see it. And then we had where he met her mom, and her mom he was talking to her mother. He just, I guess, was just polishing the conversation, making letting the mom know, oh, he thinks her daughter is pretty, her daughter is this, her daughter is that, he's into her, all these things. And then just for her to leave, and then few scenes later, he broke up with her. So yes, there's no more Dave and Lauren in this season. Towards the end, all the singles came together, all the couples came together. They had a mingle where I guess they had a conversation there, but it was, yeah. I knew they weren't gonna last. I said it, I think it was last review. I said, I hope he either breaks up with her before the wedding day, or he leaves at the altar. And I think he did the right thing, breaking up with her before the wedding day, because if they had purchased a dress, get ready for this big day, and then leaving her at the altar, knowing that you was gonna say no 2-3 weeks prior, I think that would have been more like, yeah, not so good. But I think he did the right thing in just letting her go. And yeah, that's all I had to say about them too. And I'm so glad they're no longer in our screen as the main characters. So the next couple that we're gonna talk about is Monica and Joey. My last review, I discussed where they met. Monica introduced Joey to her family, and the sister was being a hater. So in this 3 episodes that we just saw, Joey and Monica had a photo shoot, and Monica's sister, who's a professional photographer, was the photographer, and they got a time to, she had an opportunity to see them together and see how they interact, so she can, I guess, have a better judgment of Joey, because she never really gave him a chance. She met this dude, she just looked at him, and then saying that she don't think he's the right guy for her. And the fact that she said that Joey wasn't her sister's type was just given hater vibe, right? Because we all saw how her sister was acting when she first saw Joey, especially over his hair, his facial features. She was just so attractive to that man. So, but they had a conversation, they talked, the sister apologized to Joey, and I thought Joey is such an emotionally healed man. He's so emotionally mature to the point that he had to ask Monica to give the sister a hug after she apologized, after they made up and all of that. And he even extended himself and gave her a hug. And I'm like, yo, that's a mature man right there. That is a healed and mature man. Some men would have been like, F you, I don't care about you, I still don't like you anyway, because you never like me, you never give me an opportunity to get to know me, right? But he didn't think that way. And you could tell, because he did share that he's been to therapy, he has done the work, and you could tell this man not only done the work, he's actually applying the work in his real life, in his everyday life. And listen, I give it up for Monica. I feel like we haven't seen the final episode, but I feel like they are gonna get married. I'm hearing rumors that only one couple out of this entire season, only one couple is getting married. And I honestly hope it's Monica. If it's not Monica, I also like Devin and Virginia, but I hope it's Monica, because Monica and Joey, this entire season, there was not one red flag about them that I noticed. They were just so honest about each other. They had all the conversations, I think. They talked about everything. So I feel like they're such a healthy couple. And, I just hope they even had a scene where towards the end of the episode 12, where they talked about love languages. She expressed to Joey that her love language is words of affirmation and physical touch. And then, but she said it's not PDA. It's more so like when you are in public with her, act like you love her, act like you're obsessed with her, like be all over her. And every woman want her man to be about her in public. So I think those feelings that she's feeling are valid. And she also used like Ben and Sarah as an example. She said she can look at them and she can see that they're into each other because Ben is always all over Sarah when they're in public, and that's what she would appreciate from Joey. And he was like, okay, he's gonna do his best. He's gonna try to meet her love language needs. And I thought that was a healthy conversation, and I love them. I really hope they make it. And yeah, that's all I have to say about. And the next couple I'm gonna talk about is Devin and Virginia. Like I said, I've always liked them together. The only thing that concerns me about them, and I'll still say it again, and I still feel this way, is the fact that all we've seen is the positive things about them. We haven't seen any tough conversations. We haven't seen any conflict between them. So I feel like I would appreciate to see how they handle conflict, because I feel like they're just too good together. And people like that seems to be too good together in the public, when they get into conflict, sometimes it don't end up well. It do not end up well, because I just would like to see them get into some type of conflict, some type of disagreement, but we didn't get to see that. But I really just hope that they're mature to handle conflict when it arises, because it's all cute and fun now watching them through the screen, but when they get out there in the real world, Mary Jane always peaches and cream now. So that's my only thing about them. But anyways, we saw where Devin met Virginia's mom. Her mom is so pretty, kind spirited, like so sweet. She asked a whole lot of questions, and she asked the right questions pretty much. And you could tell that she really loves her daughter and she really wants the best for her. There's difference now, because we've had previous seasons where we have moms who are just self-centered, who thinks they're their boss. Y'all remember Marissa's mom? Marissa, I think that's her name. Her mom came on the show and told Ramsey that, is it Ramsey's name? She told him that if he breaks up her daughter's heart, she's gonna cut his balls off. I'm like, yo, this woman is bossy. But I do understand where she was coming from too, but the energy was just too much for TV. But Virginia's mom, she's just so calm, collective. She's so sweet, and I thought the conversation went pretty well. Devin was not scared. He wasn't, he didn't have any uncomfortable feelings towards her mom, and the mom didn't give him any uncomfortable feelings either. It was just a great conversation. And then fast forward, she showed him the prenup. She wrote down a prenup. Yo, kudos to Virginia. Kudos to her, because I am a Christian, right? I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. I'm a Christian. In my everyday life, in my real life, I am married. I don't believe in prenup for myself, right? But in situations like this, where you meet somebody and marry them in 6 weeks, I think prenup is necessary. I think it is, because you only got 6 weeks to marry these people. You don't know what their credit score look like. You don't know what kind of debt that they have. You don't know how many consumer debt they have. You don't even know their relationship with money. You don't even know how they are with money. So I feel like a prenup is necessary, and her detailing her prenup, that prenup was like 4 pages, maybe like 4.5. It was long, and this woman was so detailed in her thing. And the thing that I loved about it is, based on his reaction, it didn't seem like it was a selfish prenup. It seems like it was a fair prenup, where they stated, you come, God forbid anything was to happen, you take away what you bring. You still are responsible for your loans that you have, because she ain't taking that man loan. That man said he got some medical bills, okay? And I thought that was fair. Some women prenups, it would just be too much for him to even agree to it. And another thing too that I have to give him credit for, commend him for, not just scan through it and sign it. That man took it to his family lawyer, took it to his parents. They went through it, agreed to it, and then he signed it. And I thought that's how you're supposed to do it. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a prenup on the show. I don't know. Maybe maybe I in the past I've not paid attention to it, but this is the first time that I've seen a prenup is presented on the show, and especially given to a man who comes from a strong Christian background, and just how they navigate that whole situation. I just thought it was so healthy. It was just a beautiful thing to see, because sometimes, because this is a thing, people think, oh, you always have to agree on the same thing to be married and make it. It's not so. And I also love the conversation where they have different political views. She is liberal. He is conservative. So, he comes from a Christian. He's come from a strong Christian background where they believe, it's mom and dad in a home. All these Christian values, all those biblical Christian values. Where she believes that your body, your choice. You do what you have to do with your body. My most important thing is, as long as you both believe in God and you come together and talk about the things that's going to work for you and your family, because I know so many families who the husband is Democrat, the wife is Republican. The wife is Republican, the husband is Democrat. It works. If that's what they believe, that's what they believe in. My main thing is for them, as long as they put God in the center of their marriage, they put God in the center of whatever they have going on, and make sure they yield to the things of God and the word of God, I feel like they can make it. Honestly, I really do. And honestly, I feel like Virginia needs somebody like him who comes from a strong Christian background, who also comes from a strong family dynamic where his parents are still together, have the value of marriage, the value of family, has that strong family dynamic, and she comes from a broken home where she might have some brokenness, some trauma that she's dealing with. I just think is a good balance to have. They just need to know as grown adults how to navigate those conversations when they get in the real world. But I'm hoping that they make it. I don't know. But from what we've seen so far, I don't see any red flag in them. People are dragging Devin for being a Republican. I would not drag him for being a Republican, because I feel like people should be free to choose what they want to do with their life. And people should be free to make the decision that they want to make, because we say, oh, this is the land of free, right? That's just how I feel. Like I don't judge people. And this is the thing I don't understand about us, right? Especially minorities. We get upset when people make the decision that they don't want to vote because they don't care about politics. And then we get upset when people vote and they don't want to, and they vote what we don't agree with. It's like you can't have it both. Like, we just have to respect people for their decisions with politics, or beliefs in LGBTQ and all of that. We just got to respect people's opinion. The Bible tells us to love people no matter what they are and who they are. It is not our job to deal with people. It is not our job to judge people. It is not our job we don't have a hell or heaven to put people in. And I feel like that's what we just need to realize. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Sarah and Ben. Sarah and Ben met with Sarah's sister, who's a homosexual. She mentioned in the pods that her sister is gay. She has a girlfriend. And I thought that conversation was very uncomfortable for Ben, because the sister just did not seem acceptable to him at first, because she was saying that Sarah don't go to church, never been, I don't know if she's been to church, but don't go to church. They don't go to church. But then Ben is this guy who believes in God and believes the principles of the Bible, goes to church every day, every Sunday. He's a devoted Christian. She don't know how's that going to work. And then the girlfriend was so concerned. Sarah mentioned how, even though Ben is a Christian, Ben is a Christian, and his church family, Ben and his church family are Christians who love God. Who loves people, and she's sure she'll feel accepted, or they'll feel accepted in the church, something along those lines. And the sister's girlfriends got offended. She was like, she don't like those words, accepted. Why do they feel like they got to be accepted? They're all God's people, and people are to be loved. And I do agree with her. As Christians, I feel like there's not a thing about being accepted or not be accepted, because at the end of the day, Christians, non-Christians, pagans, Muslim, we all need God. We all need God. I do agree with the sister's girlfriend in that sense, but I feel like they are not going to work out. I feel like even if they get married, it's just not gonna last, because it's gonna be hard, especially him coming from such a strong background of, devoted Christian family who believes in God, believes in the things of God, and she comes from the total opposite. They don't go to church. They don't believe in the biblical principles. They don't believe that a man should be married to a woman should be married to a man only. It's just, I don't think it's gonna work, because the reason I say that is because when they have children, those children are going to be confused, because the mom is not going to church, because she made it very clear that she's not going to be going to church. She's only going to be going on holidays or special occasions. How is daddy going to church every Sunday? Mommy's not going to church. And then mommy probably go to gay parades, pride parades every year. And then daddy's just devoted Christian. It's just not going to work. It's going to be a mess. I know these two right now, they're putting love and their emotions over everything else, but I don't think it's going to work. Ben is saying that, he loves his church family. That's like family to him, but he would not allow church to become between his relationship. And I want to believe those words. I want to feel like he mean those words, but once he get in the real world, it ain't going to be like that. It ain't gonna be like that. So I don't think they're gonna work. I thought they were so beautiful at first, but I don't think they're going to work. And I don't see that working in the situation for them. So that's all I have to say about them. And we're gonna move on to Daniel and Taylor. Daniel and Taylor, there's not much to say about them. I feel like before I wasn't really sure about them, but now I really, really like them together just because of their family dynamic. They both come from strong families. Their parents are still together, been married over 30 plus years. I love them and I'm rooting for them. I hope they make it. I don't know if their strong family background is solid enough for them to make it out in the real world, but I am rooting for them and I really hope they make it. That's all I have to say about them. I don't really have much to say. And then we found out when all of the cast members got together, we found out that Mason and Meg are still together. And if y'all, we remember they broke up in the pods, but they're still together. And I thought that was very, very. I thought it was so cute to see them together. They came in holding hands, and it was so cute together. Now I want to talk about something before I close this video. Did y'all see Molly coming back with all the cast? And I thought she was just coming to, meet the cast and have fun and stuff. But she came to drop some tea. And I'm just like, so she came to tell Lauren that she saw Dave with another woman when he was hanging out with his friends. And I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm just like, are you bringing this information to Lauren because Dave broke up with you in the pods? Or are you bringing this information because, you're trying to protect this girl, or you're hoping this girl leaves him at the altar? What is it? Because they're not buddies. Like her and Lauren, they're not that cool or close. So it's not like, I'm looking out for my sister or I'm looking out for my friend. They're not that cool. So it's like, what was your true intentions? I don't know what was her true intentions, because it seems like she was it seems like it was just a bitter moment to me. That's what it seems like. I know she did have a conversation with him. She went off on him and things like that. But it's like, sis, like, what was the point of all of that? Because I know she felt so stupid when Lauren told her that they're no longer together, because that was the whole purpose of her bringing that information, so she can break up with him or leave him at the altar. Because I'm just like, why? What? But anyways, those are all the events that I wanted to discuss in these 3 episodes. We are going to find out on Friday who got married, who left at the altar. I hope Devin and Virginia makes it, and I hope Joey and Monica makes it. The rest of them, I don't really care much for them, because I don't really care much for them. But rumors are going around on TikTok. They said that only one couple got married, and I also heard that one couple got there was an engagement from, I guess, one of the singles that didn't get engaged, or that didn't hook up, whatever. There is an engagement. So we're going to find all of that out on Friday. But yeah, those are all the things I had to say. Thank y'all so much. And I will see you all in another video. Thank you. Bye.